Steven Jackson just said what everyone's been thinking, but nobody wanted to say on camera. And he didn't hold back at all. The message is loud now. LeBron James can't be called the GOAT because of all the team switching. That's the claim, and it's shaking people up. Matt Barnes agrees, Vernon Maxwell agrees, and this isn't just one voice anymore. It's a full chorus. They're putting Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Tim Duncan above LeBron, saying those guys built stronger legacies because they stayed loyal to one team. And according to them, LeBron's resume doesn't fall short because of talent. It's about the decisions he made along the way.
LeBron's legacy, in your guys' mind, change at all because he's gone from team to team to win, or is it just the body of work?
Well,
Go ahead.
Jordan, the legacy, fuck all that. Jordan. They ain't never touching Jordan.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure of that.
Okay.
I think the guys with the strongest legacies, me personally, Tim Duncan, Kobe, Jordan, like those guys stood with one organization, won their championships and did everything with one organization like Kobe and Tim. So I think their legacy is gonna always be more concrete than guys that bounced around the different
But
teams and
wasn't
played with
Kobe
other
at one
stars.
point asking for a trade?
Now think about this. 3 former NBA players, all from that era, all saying the same thing without even planning it. That kind of agreement hits different. They've got LeBron ranked 3rd at best, sitting behind Jordan and Kobe. That's not a small thing. That's a direct challenge to everything fans argue about online every single day. So what is it? Hate or honesty? Are they saying what others are scared to say because the GOAT debate brings in attention and money?
Oh, I gotta ask because I'm here. Is he the GOAT?
No, not
No.
for me. I think he's
Oh,
third.
okay.
Yeah.
I think he's third behind MJ and Kobe.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
not
I
mad at
say. That's what
anybody
I
that
say.
puts.
No.
I think we was talking to Black Sam before this. It's kind of it's the eras, and that was a great way he put it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these younger guys, they didn't see MJ, and they maybe saw a little
I
bit
played
of
with all
Kobe.
3.
That question alone is enough to spark chaos. Let's get into what went down on the All the Smoke podcast, because Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, and Vernon Maxwell didn't just talk, they went straight at LeBron's GOAT case. And the way they broke it down is exactly what's going to have fans heated. These aren't random commentators. These are former NBA players who played at the highest level and know what it takes to build something real in this league. And all 3 are locked in on the same point. LeBron's team hopping hurt his chances of ever being called the greatest.
Home, man.
To Cleveland?
Yeah, go back home, finish up home.
I can't.
Hey, man,
Damn,
gotta
You
be
got a
so-
better chance to win the championship there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we were saying
What they
earlier.
gonna
Remember
give
we
up for
talked
you?
about it? Yeah, huh?
Free agent?
Yeah, he should go back home.
Could he sign? Couldn't he sign for the minimum?
That team is so much better than
That's the only
They would
way.
even want him.
Why wouldn't they want King
He
James?
might fuck up that chemistry.
It's going to be one.
He's gonna be really out the way.
Gonna be one.
Have good hands, Robinson.
The conversation actually started simply. Where should LeBron finish his career? But it quickly turned serious. The group agreed he should return to Cleveland, take less money, and try to win one more title with the team that drafted him, because staying in Los Angeles doesn't look like the move anymore. The Lakers can't build a strong roster if he's still commanding big money, and at 41 years old, in year 23, LeBron isn't the same player who can carry everything on his back like before. That's just reality. And when asked directly, is he the GOAT? The answer was no, 3rd, behind MJ and Kobe. Then the tone shifted, and this is where things got real. The topic moved from his future to his legacy, and that's when the heavy statements started dropping. Steven Jackson didn't sugarcoat anything. He said Jordan is untouchable, not LeBron, not anyone. He made it clear that loyalty is a big reason why. Staying with one team through the struggles and the wins matters to him. He also pointed to Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant as examples, players who stayed put, built dynasties, and didn't bounce around. That kind of consistency, in his eyes, means more than numbers. Then Matt Barnes stepped in even more directly. When asked if LeBron is the GOAT, he said no, not to me, I think he's 3rd, no hesitation. He put LeBron behind Jordan and Kobe, and again, the team jumping was the reason. Barnes made it clear that moving between teams, building stacked rosters, and pushing for trades affect how your legacy is viewed. Stats alone can't fix that image.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that never comes to fruition, but you're absolutely right. Kobe definitely almost left. But
because they blocked the Chris Paul trade.
But do you hold it against LeBron? LeBron is kind of the superstar that opened up the floodgates for superstars to move around
To get money too, like they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you hold that? You hold that against him?
No, but that has nothing to do with basketball. Like, he did a lot for the business,
Yeah,
for the guys for
King James.
business.
Yeah.
Now here's where things always get intense, the numbers. LeBron fans lean on stats heavily, and yes, they are impressive. 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and the all-time scoring record. That's real. But stats don't tell the full story. Context matters. LeBron has been to 10 NBA Finals, won 4 and lost 6. That's a 40% win rate. Compare that to Jordan, 6 finals, 6 wins, 0 losses, a perfect 100%. Kobe, 5 championships in 7 finals appearances, around 71%. When you break it down like that, LeBron isn't close to Jordan in final success, and he's still behind Kobe. And it doesn't stop there. The way those championships happened also gets attention. LeBron's first title came after leaving Cleveland to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. He even announced it himself on TV, taking his talents to South Beach to build a super team. But even with that stacked lineup, they lost the 2011 Finals to Dallas, and one moment stands out heavily. LeBron scoring just 8 points in Game 4. 8 points in a finals game. That still gets brought up today. In that elimination game, Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks took over and won 86-83, and when the pressure hit hardest, LeBron was nowhere to be found. That moment sticks with people because it looked like he disappeared when his team needed him most, and critics argue that kind of performance follows you forever in GOAT conversations. Then came 2014. After winning 2 titles in Miami, LeBron left again and returned to Cleveland, and many point out it was another calculated setup, linking up with Kyrie Irving and bringing in Kevin Love for another stacked title run. And yes, it paid off. Cleveland won the championship in 2016. But even that run gets picked apart. Kyrie Irving hit one of the biggest shots in finals history, Draymond Green got suspended in Game 5, and people argue that without those breaks, the outcome might have looked very different. Meanwhile, they claim Jordan didn't rely on those kinds of breaks. He just took control. Then in 2018, LeBron leaves Cleveland again and heads to Los Angeles. Same pattern, and Anthony Davis gets brought in shortly after for another serious championship push. It leads to a title in 2020, but even that one gets questioned because of the bubble environment. No fans, no travel, no real home court advantage, just isolated games in a controlled setting. Some respected, others keep an asterisk next to it. Now compare all of that to how other legends built their stories. Michael Jordan got drafted by the Bulls in 1984, and even when the Pistons kept shutting them down early on, he didn't leave. He stayed, fought through it, and built a dynasty right there in Chicago. 6 championships, all with one team, never even needing a Game 7 in the finals. Kobe Bryant got drafted in 1996, went to the Lakers, and stayed for 20 years. 5 championships, 1 organization. Even when things fell apart after Shaq left, Kobe didn't run. He stayed and rebuilt from the ground up. Tim Duncan followed that same blueprint, drafted by the Spurs in 1997 and staying for 19 seasons. 5 championships, all in San Antonio. No drama, no team jumping, no chasing easier paths, just consistent greatness year after year with the same franchise. That's the core of what Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, and Vernon Maxwell are saying. To them, those legacies hit harder because they were built in one place, earning everything the hard way, with no shortcuts and no stacked exits when things got tough. On the other side, they look at LeBron's path differently, moving teams, building strong rosters, putting himself in better situations, and they believe that changes how his legacy is viewed, because the question becomes simple: can you win while staying through the struggle? That's the test they value most. Now, LeBron's supporters push back fast. They say he made smart decisions, took control of his career, built winning situations, and succeeded. 4 championships, huge earnings, and long-term dominance. That approach clearly worked. But this debate isn't about what worked, it's about what defines greatness. And for many, loyalty, sacrifice, and building something in one place still carries serious weight. Another layer that keeps coming up is performance under pressure. The 2011 finals already raised questions, but critics point to more examples. In the 2007 Finals Game 4, LeBron scored 10 points on 4 for 16 shooting as Cleveland got swept. In 2008, against Boston in Game 5, 12 points on 2 for 18 shooting in a loss that ended their run. People don't see those as one-off games. They point to them as a pattern, moments where the pressure was high and the performance didn't match expectations. There were even reports from the 2011 Miami team that some players felt LeBron wasn't aggressive enough in the finals against Dallas, with frustration building quietly behind the scenes. Because when people talk about legends like Jordan, Kobe, or Duncan, you don't hear stories about teammates doubting their effort. Jordan never had guys in the locker room doubting his drive. Kobe never gave anyone a reason to wonder if he really wanted it. Tim Duncan didn't vanish when the lights got bright. That's the line people are drawing. Then the Rich Paul and LeBron James situation got brought up. Stephen Jackson framed it as a positive, pointing out that LeBron is the only athlete in NBA history to bring his friends along and put them in positions to become millionaires. Rich Paul built a massive career, and Bronny made it to the NBA. But critics push back hard. They argue that those opportunities didn't come the usual way and weren't about pure merit. They were about influence. Rich Paul wasn't an established agent before LeBron. He was a close friend who stepped into that role while LeBron's power made teams take notice. Bronny gets pulled into the same conversation. Some say he wasn't viewed as a top NBA-level prospect before the draft, but still went 55th overall, and many believe that move was tied directly to keeping LeBron satisfied in Los Angeles. That's where the word nepotism comes in, and for critics, that's not something to celebrate. In his second season, Bronny's averaging 2.9 points per game on 40.9% shooting, and those numbers get brought up as proof he's still developing and not yet producing at a high NBA level. The podcast also got into era differences. Matt Barnes and Stephen Jackson both played in the late 1990s and early 2000s and stand firm on this. Basketball back then was more physical and more demanding. Hand-checking was allowed, defense was tight, and scoring wasn't easy. You had to go right at your defender and win that battle. Charles Barkley once explained how zone defense changed things, giving weaker defenders a way to hide behind help and positioning instead of getting exposed one-on-one. That shift opened things up for offense and made scoring easier compared to earlier eras. LeBron's entire career has been in that modern system. No hand-checking, more freedom of movement, rules that lean towards offense. Meanwhile, Jordan played where defenders could be far more aggressive, fought through contact, and still dropped over 30 points per game, still dominated, and won 6 championships without switching teams or building stacked rosters elsewhere. So, when Stephen Jackson, Matt Barnes, and Vernon Maxwell speak on this, they're not just throwing opinions around. They're speaking from experience. Their stance is clear. LeBron's team moves hurt his GOAT case, not because of skill, nobody questions that, and not because of stats, they're elite, but their legacy to them is bigger than numbers. It's about loyalty, building something that lasts in one place, pushing through the toughest moments instead of stepping into easier setups and showing up when everything is on the line. In their eyes, that's what separates great players from the ones they call the real GOATs. So when you put everything together, you start to see why this debate isn't slowing down anytime soon. It's not just about points, rings, or highlight plays. It's about how those moments were built and what choices were made along the way. On one side, you've got LeBron, an all-time talent with unreal numbers, long-term dominance, and the ability to control his path. On the other side, you've got Jordan, Kobe, and Duncan, players who stayed locked in with one team and built something from the ground up. Some people value flexibility and smart career moves, while others respect loyalty and grinding through the hard moments without switching lanes. There's no easy answer, but what Stephen Jackson, Matt Barnes, and Vernon Maxwell did was say the quiet part out loud, and that's exactly why this hit so hard. Now it's your turn. Does team jumping really hurt a legacy, or is winning all that matters in the end? Drop your thoughts in the comments.